Police said 28-year-old guard Ty Ross shot several times while on duty outside of Encore Hookah Bar and Bistro in downtown Atlanta. A 21-year-old has now been charged with the murder.
Hi, my name is Aaliyah. I am the girlfriend of Tyshawn Ross. I'm here today to kind of answer a lot of questions for people, get some clarity on what happened, talk about the situation that occurred and what I plan on doing moving forward. I know a lot of people have a lot of unanswered questions, so I wanted to use my voice to speak on my side of the story and kind of just clear up anything that people want to know. So I'm just gonna start with, I got a question of how me and Ty met and a little bit, so I'm gonna go into a little bit of our background story. Me and Ty met at Encore, we both worked there. We were friends for the longest, and then we kind of just, started talking, dating, whatever. Worked there for a while, ended up, moving in together, stuff like that, just taking trips, just really like living life, you know what I mean? I know a lot of people ask me like, what was Ty like as a boyfriend, things like that. Like, Ty is literally a gentle giant. Bought me flowers every single day, even when his friends were telling him like, chill, bro. Just nice, like just a good person, non-confrontational. I definitely was fire and he was ice. Yeah, I don't want to like drag on because I could go on and on forever. So I'm kind of going to speak on what occurred the night of February 2nd, and then we'll just go from there. So Tuesday, okay, Ty picked up someone else's shift just to, make some extra money and things like that. Left like any other day, left for work, in a rush. Tuesdays are usually slow at Encore, but today, for whatever reason, that day actually, it just got crazy busy. All the sections were sold. So I was at a table and then I kind of saw some commotion at the front door. So I went over and I asked the guy, Ty's friend, like what was going on, like where Ty was, and he told me that Ty had got shot. So I ran outside and I was just trying to talk to him and like just be there for him. Just a really crazy situation. So the EMS came, police came, they kind of made everybody move out the way, go back inside. So at this point, I really didn't know how many times he got shot. I didn't know what happened. I just knew that he had gotten shot. I was told that he was stable, he was talking, he was alert, he was going to Grady. So I had an officer take me to the hospital because Ty had my car keys in his pocket at the time everything happened. Get to the hospital, we waited for a couple of hours, and at that point I really didn't know what the outcome would be because I just didn't know. Like, I didn't know how many times he got shot, I didn't know what happened. I'm just like in the blind. Waited, and then the surgeon came to the waiting room and basically told me what went wrong during surgery, how many times he got shot, and then basically said that unfortunately, he didn't make it. So they asked me if I wanted to go see him, things like that. So I went, saw him, and then kind of left the hospital. So at that point, it was kind of surreal. Like, I just didn't want to believe it. Got home. Well, I couldn't go home because he had my keys in his pocket. So I went to a family member's house that night, and that's kind of when everything just really sank in. Like, it's real. So at this point, I was just like confused. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go from here. So at that point, I planned a balloon release. It was a really, really good turnout. I just couldn't believe I was having to plan a balloon release for my boyfriend. Like, it was crazy. But I did have a lot of support during that time. So I know somebody asked me, how was the funeral, like who came, things like that. So getting to the funeral was difficult. I reached out to the owners. I'm not sure if you all know who the owners of Encore are. It's Will, Papu, and then you have the owner of the security team, which is Key. I kind of had to reach out to them because, obviously we needed help. Me and Ty's family needed help paying for the funeral. So at this point, nobody really wanted to help in a sense. Like, I was just getting a lot of, we're not responsible. Nobody released a statement. Yeah, it was difficult. Like, it was difficult to say the least. Reached out to the security team. Nobody just wanted to take accountability for what happened. So it kind of really, really was frustrating. We had the people that wanted to come to the funeral, we had to find a way to get there, things like that. We did make it to the funeral. Somebody asked me, did the owners come? Did the security team come? No, they didn't. None of the owners came. Nobody from the security team came. And it just really showed me a lot about, their character. I just feel like, everybody at Encore, if you've been to Encore, if you work at Encore, like we were supposed to be like a big family. So it was just very difficult, just having to deal with that. And then it's like nobody even wanted to show up. Like, I went to the funeral with, I want to say 5 or 6 people from Encore and my mom, of course. So at this point, everybody's big question is, do I still work at Encore? What is my relationship like with the people that work there? Things like that. I don't work there anymore. I just can't. I didn't want to support, something that was just like out of line to me. Like the way they handled the whole situation, the way they handled me and his family. And it's like, it puts you in a state of mind where you just kind of like, that could have been any one of us, and it's like, it shows you like they don't care about the people that work there. They didn't have insurance. And that was kind of my biggest thing as far as why I'm doing what I'm doing. I know some people are probably like, why is she doing all this? You just have to really put yourself in my shoes. Like, I just lost my boyfriend. I'm still trying to grieve and also explain to my son what's happening, what happened. Having to pretty much plan a funeral with little to no assistance from the people that own Encore and the security team. And then on top of all that, it's like, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So it's bigger than making money for me. Like, the money will come and go. At the end of the day, like I told everybody, somebody lost their life basically doing a job, protecting an establishment who on the back end doesn't really care in a sense. So my plan as of now is to become a gun violence advocate. I just don't want anybody else or any other family to have to go through what I've had to go through this whole process. Not only that, I am going against Encore. Now let me just put this out here because I know there have been a lot of rumors and speculations. No, I don't have a problem with anybody that works at Encore. Like, I don't. A lot of them did support me, came to my house, brought gifts, brought flowers, reached out to me. My problem is the owners of Encore and the owner of the security team. I know that at the end of the day, me taking a stance against Encore is technically speaking, going against everybody in there, but that's not the case. Like, I just feel like it's unfortunate that I have to take this route just to be heard, but I really don't care, honestly. So as of right now, I have been speaking to different platforms. I have been getting in contact with the mayor's office. I have a lot of things coming up. So just make sure you all are following me on social media. I will drop the links. I do still have a GoFundMe set up for the people that want to help. I do Q&As once a week on Facebook. So if you have questions that you want to ask me directly, or if there's a way that you feel like you can help, please definitely reach out. It's just unfortunate. Like, I just feel like maybe this will be a message to other clubs and facilities in Atlanta to make sure they have all of their things in order. There's no reason you should have people working for you with no insurance, or not even willing to take accountability for somebody losing their life. Like, it's crazy to me. And at the end of the day, reality, everybody's life went on. Like, everybody's still working, everybody's, moving around. And I'm the only person pretty much stuck as far as where to go from here. Like, I have to go home and, see all his stuff. Or, all I can do is post pictures and videos. But I just hope that, nobody else has to experience what I've gone through. And if I have to start with Encore to make a statement, then that's just what I'm going to do. You're definitely going to hear more from me. I'm going to keep everybody updated. And I did a Q&A last night on Facebook. So I'm going to go look at a couple questions. I'll probably answer maybe like 2 or 3 really quickly, for things that y'all did ask me. Let me see. So somebody asked, why are you going against Encore? I kind of briefly already answered that. I'm just going to say, at the end of the day, like, your character speaks volumes. At the end of the day, like, money will come and go, but when you're not willing to take accountability or even acknowledge somebody losing their life, protecting your establishment, that's where I have an issue. And I don't want anybody else to experience what I've had to experience in these last, 3 weeks. What is you and Ty's most memorable trip? Okay, so me and Ty did take a lot of trips last year. My most memorable trip is we went to New York for his birthday on January 24th. We were in New York. It's the most memorable because, one, it was our last trip, and 2, it was his birthday, and it was our first time just being in New York, and we just had a great time. Like, we really did. We didn't even have a lot of money when we went because we knew February rent was coming up, but we just had a really, really good time. And I will, continue to post pictures and videos and just try to, keep his memory alive. I'm gonna pick like 1 or 2 more. What is the biggest lesson you feel like you've taken from what's happened? The biggest lesson I've taken from this whole experience is literally, do not take life for granted. Do not take people for granted, because you just honestly never know. And it really just makes you appreciate the people that you love and care about more, and really just like cherish life, because it's literally, tomorrow's not promised. Like, that's the biggest thing I've learned. Tomorrow's not promised. And at the end of the day, you have to stand for something. So yeah, that was going to be my last question, because y'all probably ask me questions all day long. But you will hear more from me if you are in support. If you want to reach out, I'll drop my email, my phone number, any links that you can find me at. If you are interested in being part of an event or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me. And I want to thank everybody that has reached out. Just continue to pray for my family and I, as well as Ty's family, and things like that. So I appreciate y'all listening and tuning in. You will see more from me. Hit the subscribe button. You will see a lot of uploads. I'll be talking about this situation. I'll keep y'all updated on what's going on in court. You will hear about more, news and things like that that's going on in the city. Oh, and that brings me to my next point really quickly. Someone asked how I felt about, going to court and that someone has been arrested. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'll save that for another video. But I will keep y'all updated on what's going on in court and things like that. If you want to come or if you are in support, just reach out to me and I'll let y'all know. Until next time, long live Ty.